Hello everyone, my name is John Kern and today I'll be introducing to you my project named CodeLite. CodeLite is an OS agnostic computer programming tool for wiring together hardware devices, APIs, and online services in a browser-based editor with a wide range of nodes in a palette that can be deployed to its runtime within a single click. JavaScript functions within the editor using rich text editor in a built-in library allows you to save useful functions, templates, or flows for reuse. The flows created in CodeLite are stored using JSON, which can be easily imported and exported for sharing with others. CodeLite is built on the foundation of Node.js, Node-RED, to take full advantage of the event-driven, non-blocking model. This makes it ideal to run at the edge of the network on a low-cost hardware such as the Raspberry Pi, as well as in the cloud. It integrates with over 225,000 modules in Node package repository, including but not limited to PowerShell, Python, MongoDB, SQL, Azure, Google Cloud Services, and AWS. A business core benefit for the solution is to streamline orchestration of business operations with an easy-to-use web interface that consists of drag and dropping nodes, and all you have to do is double-click to edit the parameters. While providing a live diagram to engage in debugging or reviewing logical architecture with all interdependencies readily available to you graphically. In tandem, I ended up putting together a specific flow pattern that we'll be demonstrating a little bit later on how you can adapt a BCI, that's a brain-computer interface, into actionable macro functions. So let's get started, and I'll run through two workflows with you today and see what you think. All right. So first, let's take a look at this first flow. The first flow is we're looking at tweets, specifically Pearson. That's the organization I work with. So get Pearson tweets, and that's my handle there. I already applied in the credentials. Take a look at the API keys. Close, and as you can see, it's coming up green, which means it's in good standing. So let's take a look at sentiment. So sentiment of a tweet is whether or not, based upon the language and word usage of that tweet, does it have a negative impact or tone to it, or is it positive? And it provides a rating. So we say, hey, we want to take the tweet, we want to take a look at the sentiment and see whether it's positive or negative feedback, and let's add the sentiment to maybe a database or something like that. So I apply this function. If we ended up actually butchering it, let's say if it had some errors in there, again you can see where the code's missing. It says unclosed string. If we had done, let's say if we saved it, you can see that little red triangle up above there. That indicates that there's an issue with the parameter configuration. So let's go back in there and fix that, and that should clear. Right. Click on done. It's gone. So now we come on over here and we'll link this to our debugger. We'll run the debugger, take a look at what we get for feedback. If we don't get immediate feedback, we'll probably switch on out what we're looking for. So if we don't see anything in Pearson within a few seconds, alright, everybody's on vacation and stuff, so let's go to something that's a little bit more in the news. We can put in Trump. And we'll say, hey, we'll take a look at Trump tweets. Click on done. Since we made the modifications, click on deploy. And we have plenty of information. Let's actually break this link and take a look at some of this data. All right. So as you can see, tweets, who the tweet was from, and the sentiment level. This one is 0. This one is 4. Saturday morning means 5 more days until Democrats are in charge of the House to keep Russia traitors and Trump. Yeah, you can tell that it's a negative impact on that one. But again, you can get a full flow of what's going on. This is applicable to general operations with cloud services. If you're looking at, doing an AWS instance, or if you want to check on the configuration of a specific host, maybe you're looking at specific KSRs, key security requirements, and want to verify that you're meeting those for your organizational needs. So now let's go on over to the fun part. So this is a little workflow. So here's the brain-computer interface, the Z-Emotive Insight model. It connects wirelessly through Bluetooth, and it has dry polymers. And what we'll be doing with these polymers is activating it with eye drops. Extremely low profile, easy to use once you have the mind profile set up. So what this is doing is it's taking the signals between your neurons and modulating them from an analog to a digital frequency. In doing so, it helps us contextualize your thoughts into specific patterns that we have identified on researching of individuals, different ethnicities, races, genders, and isolated core areas of the brain that work exactly the same. So in tandem with it, we also have an inertial sensor in here. It's our motion sensor that we can tap off of to be able to provide additional input. So now that that's connected, oh, my headset's put on. It says let's log into the Cortex app. So the Cortex app is Profile Manager. All right. It's authenticating. All right, connected to our profile. So if you take a look at the current session, you can see my mind's actually transferring data to the system. It's a lot of data to look through. And all right, so we connect the profile. Let's go back over here to the Cortex and connect. Great, we have a 90% connection rate, which is wonderful. This is the quality of the connection from my brain to the headset and what it's able to read. And I'll do a quick deployment. There we go. Oh, I think I did the wrong keys. There we go. Forgot to toggle off the enabled part of it. So now if I take a second and try to gain control, there we go. Now I can control my cursor with my mind. So as you can see, there's a lot of different applications that this could be applied to, whether you're trying to optimize business operations, if you have a specific type of IoT device, or in this case, a mind translator device that I can start translating my thoughts actual macro functions to be able to control my mouse. As I'm talking, I'm not really concentrating, so that's why it's a little bit sporadic. So let me refocus. Up, down, left, right. So just take a little bit of concentration, and also I can reset the parameters for sensitivity as well. Let's see if I can get it. There we go. But again, this is just a general proof of concept. The applications for this specific flow that I put together is for people who have, who are paraplegic, maybe who have a neurodegenerative disease and aren't able to communicate. So we can actually utilize this to go back onto the computer, open up an on-screen keyboard, and then they can start typing, communicating. You may want to adapt this and you can use it to create other functions. Maybe tapping into your lights of your home, to your shades, to temperature control for your room. So there's a lot of different applications that could be applied to it. I really want to open up the doors to people who have neurological disorders that aren't able to speak, so it opens up that communication again and opens up the potential that that person has. I want to thank you today for your time, and if you have any further questions, feel free to reach out. Take care.